This table saw costs $650, but this table saw costs only $300. Most people will tell you just to pick the expensive one, but they're wrong, and I'm going to prove it in this video. These saws have the same fence, the same basic general category of saw. They're meant for the same basic customer, but one costs twice as much as the other. But is it worth it? I bought both of these saws and I've used both of these saws, but here's what most nobody else will tell you. The answer is not always to buy the DeWalt. Sometimes it is the Skil, and sometimes it is actually the DeWalt. And I'll tell you when it's worth it to spend that extra $350 and when you should probably just keep that in your pocket and get the Skil. Now, let's go. Before we get started, if you'd like to check out either one of these saws or anything I mentioned today, there's links in the description, the pinned comment, and of course, my TV viewers, scan that QR code right there with your phone, takes you right to my website so you have access to all these links as well. Now, let's figure out which table saw is right for you, Skil versus DeWalt. If you're looking for a budget table saw that fits the bill, it has the fence that stays square, it has a good motor, in other words, enough power to power through anything you want to cut, and it will stay square and get you good results. I think the Skil is one of the best budget table saws out there. It's right around $300, give or take $20 or $30 depending on sales, but this is one of the best table saws that I've used in this price range. But this one does a few things better than the Skil. Now, I recently purchased this. This is a full-size 10-inch table saw from DeWalt. This is a job site style table saw, but you can still do very good quality woodworking with this table saw because several features matter here. First and foremost, it has a rack and pinion fence. You know I love those. In other words, it's gear driven on the front and the back, so when you move the fence, it's going to basically move at the same pace and lock down at the exact same spot every time. That means you can keep this fence dead accurate all the time. This also has 32.5 inches of rip capacity. On a small saw, this is huge. So if you are ripping down sheet goods like plywood and things like that, you're gonna love the rip capacity on this. And speaking of that capacity, this does have the high-low fence, which means when you extend that fence out past the table, the fence will go low. In other words, it'll give you a platform to put that wider stock so it doesn't tip over while you're trying to cut it. It's a really good feature. It also has a full 10-inch size blade, and that's where the 8 1/4 falls short. You just can't get that depth of cut you need for a lot of projects. While the 8 1/4 is a big space saver, it does suffer from not having a lot of cut capacity. This fixes that because you got the full 10-inch size blade that you can get your full depth of cut. This does bevel to 47.5 degrees should you need those bevel cuts. The fence itself stows away if you don't need it up on top, so if you're transporting this or whatever. And there's two positions, or actually three positions this fence will go in. One's a little closer to the blade, one's out further from the blade so you get that max rip capacity, and then you can also put it on the left side of the blade if you need that. Speaking of the blade that comes on this table saw, this is a 24 tooth blade. A 24 tooth blade is meant for ripping wood. In other words, cutting down the grain of a wood. So if you're thinking about splitting a 2x6 in half, that's what this blade is meant for. This is a construction style blade. This did an okay job for just rough cutting, but if you're going to use this for woodworking, no matter what table saw you have, it's best to upgrade the blade in most cases. I went with a 40 tooth blade on this. That's a general purpose blade. There's a 2-pack that has a 40 tooth and a 60 tooth you could get. 60 tooth better for cross cutting across the grain, you'll get cleaner results. But even this 40 tooth, cutting across the grain did a fantastic job. And speaking of cutting, I put this thing through the paces, cutting a little bit of everything. I cut plywood with it, and as you can see, it is a very clean cut on plywood. I've done some cross cutting on pine, did a fantastic job. The true power test, I think, was trying to cut through a full 2 and almost 1/4 inch thick piece of white oak. This is a freshly milled piece of white oak that I had a buddy of mine cut down. Now this thing has only been cut for about 2 months, so the moisture content's still high. It's very heavy. This thing blasted through it, no issues at all. This has plenty of power. Now if I use a 24 tooth blade for this purpose, it probably would have done a little bit better, but even with a 40 tooth, no issues. This thing does a good job. Plenty of power here. That's what I'm trying to say. Another huge benefit of a 10-inch full-size saw like this is the tabletop itself. It's quite a bit bigger than, say, even the Skil. Now, if you look at the Skil sitting right in front of the DeWalt, you can see there's a 2 or 3 inch wider table on this DeWalt. That matters when you go to putting stuff on there like crosscut sleds, because without that extra table width, crosscut sleds seem to tip over, especially on these smaller saws. So I'm glad that this does have a bigger footprint, which means you can use things like crosscut sleds. Another huge benefit of this table saw is you can put a dado stack on it. Up to 13/16 of an inch, according to the manual, you can put your dado stack on there. So there's other saws like the 8 1/4 that just can't accept it. Now the Skil does accept most of a dado stack, but not all. And a lot of people do recommend running a 6-inch dado stack on table saws like this just to help the motor out. That 8-inch is a lot of mass to spin, so that 6-inch will help lighten the burden. Now let's go outside and compare this directly to the Skil, and I'll show you exactly how they stack up against each other. So if you compare the Skil to the DeWalt, there's a couple of trade-offs that you're going to make one way or the other. First, the Skil is much less expensive at about $300, give or take a few dollars on average. So it's usually selling at $299, sometimes $329. Either way, very good value. I still think the best table saw under $500. But as you can see, it is quite a bit lower working height on the Skil. We're talking mid-thigh. I'm 5'11". Step over to the DeWalt, we're right at waist level high. This is a much more comfortable position to be working on a table saw. That's one of the complaints I do have about the Skil. It is slightly too low. I wish it was a little bit higher, but overall value is still here. Now the DeWalt, you're going to get 32.5 inches of rip capacity at only 25.5-ish on the Skil. So you will give up some capacity there. Both 10-inch saws, but the DeWalt does have a slightly larger table footprint, so you can put things on there like crosscut sleds, which is a huge bonus if you're working in a garage or a small shop. Now the DeWalt does come in at a much higher price, right around $600, $650, so you are spending double, but I do think you are getting a better saw with more capabilities at this price point. A bonus for the Skil is it takes up less footprint, so if you are in a very small space, you may want to consider the Skil. But with the DeWalt collapsed onto its rolling stand, it also takes up minimal space, which is really nice, especially if you're having to roll your tools in and out of a garage or a shed or something like that to get started, or on a job site. This would be the way to go. This is a portable saw, the Skil is. It is lighter in weight than the DeWalt, especially with the stand, but if you are going to be transporting long distances, it can get annoying, which is why I have a little buggy that I can roll things around from storage up to here. People in the north probably call this a cart, but we in the south, this is a buggy. If you go to Walmart and shop, you get a buggy, not a cart. Now speaking of the stand, the Skil does have the flip down legs, which are great, especially if you're in a small shop again, but you don't have to use that. You can use them collapsed and have it on a tabletop or anything like that. I know a lot of people do that, but the stand on the DeWalt is far superior. It has a much more stable footprint because of how wide the stance is on this thing. This thing does not rock or shake or anything. Even when I was cutting the very thick, very heavy piece of white oak, it felt solid. Nothing felt like it was shifting and moving, which is a very comforting thought when you got a giant spinning blade right there by your hand. And as far as how you set this up and down, it couldn't be easier. One lever per leg and you're able to extend this out and then just stand it up on its own. I've been quite surprised at how much I do like this rolling stand. And just like on the Skil, you don't have to use the stand. You can use it on the tabletop. I bolted this onto the stand because I wanted it on that rolling stand, but you do not have to bolt that on there. You can completely leave it off if you want and just use this on the tabletop. If you need to take the riving knife off, I saw this handle on the side and I was like, what is that? You pull this little handle and it releases your riving knife, so you can put the dado stack on. If you don't have the dado stack in, use the blade guard and the riving knife. You don't want to use a table saw without a riving knife or some type of way to keep that wood from pinching. So that's a pretty cool feature. I was not aware or didn't realize that that's what this little handle was. I kept wondering, how am I going to get that off of there? Should have read the manual. You should always read your owner's manual. If you do use the dado stack, you will obviously need a different throat plate. I think there's some available. I'll link to those on the description, but otherwise you can also make your own or buy them on Etsy or wherever you want to get your throat plate. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. This is not a perfect saw. It's a very good saw, but it's not perfect. Number one, miter gauge, meh. Like these come with almost every table saw and they're all not great. Even SawStop, the big old expensive saw, just doesn't come with a good miter gauge, or at least didn't when I bought mine. They could do better. I don't like this one. Win makes a really good one for about $60-ish. Or you could get the Vevor miter gauge that has a fence on it for about $60 to $80. Those are much better than these. Of course, I guess if they added something like that, then they would have to up the price, which we'd all fuss about. So it's a compromise we have to be willing to make. Number two, the blade that comes on it is not meant for regular woodworking. This is meant for ripping stuff down, rough construction. I would just upgrade the blade. These are good values, the DeWalt, the 40 tooth or the 40 and 60 tooth combo. Pretty good value there. Dust collection, not bad. For a job site contractor saw, not bad. It's not amazing, but it did a pretty good job. So I'm not gonna fuss about that at all. So which one should you buy for your shop? It depends on your budget and what you're looking for out of a saw. If you're on a strict budget, the Skil is going to do a really good job. There's a lot of upgrades you can do to the Skil. I put this TSO fence on there, which allows you to attach all kinds of stuff like stock guides and feather boards. Or you can look at the bow extender fence, which adds in-feed and out-feed support. You could use that on the DeWalt, you could use it on the Skil or any other table saw that you have. It's one of the best table saw upgrades that I have ever used. If you're looking at a good good table saw for your shop. There's a lot of options out there. We talk about the Skil, the Hercules, the Evolution table saw, the Cobalt table saw that I reviewed, this DeWalt table saw, and even the 8 1/4 table saw from DeWalt. All great options, but which one should you go with? Well, if budget is a concern, I would absolutely recommend grabbing the Skil. It is a really good table saw. You can do a lot of upgrades to it later. First thing I would do is absolutely upgrade the blade, which I would recommend on most table saws anyway. You could also add things like this TSO fence, which does add a lot of capabilities for stock guides and feather boards, or the bow extender fence upgrade, which allows you to have a lot of different things going on with your table saw. It's one of the best upgrades I've ever had on any table saw because it gives you in-feed and out-feed support. They just come out with the L fence attachment, which allows you to do all kinds of stuff with it. It's a really cool upgrade. But past all that, you want to look at what table saw is going to benefit you the longest for the price you're paying. If you have the budget, I would highly recommend just getting this 10-inch table saw from DeWalt. It is incredible. Plenty of power, accuracy's there. The rolling stand makes it extremely convenient. And of course, you can add those upgrades to this one as well. If budget is a concern, grab the Skil. It's right around $300. It's about half the price of this DeWalt. So this is a great value table saw. In between, you're probably looking at Evolution, Hercules, Cobalt, that sort of line of saws. The main thing I'm going to tell you about those, they're all great saws. They really are. I like the Evolution a whole lot better when it was around at $399 price. Now it's up there around $500. If I'm picking between the Evolution and the DeWalt, I would just get the DeWalt. When you think about long-term use of a woodworking tool like a table saw, a lot of times it is better to save up and get the one you want. So the worst thing you can do is buy an extremely budget table saw with a terrible fence, not enough power. It's going to make your life miserable. So if you can save up for something like the Skil or even enough to get to the DeWalt, you're going to be much happier, much longer. And that is the mistake I would avoid. If you'd like to check out this table saw or any other tool I showed today, links in the description, the pinned comment, and of course, QR code for my TV viewers. Now, if you're still a little bit confused, you should go check out the Skil table saw review, full review, deep dive into that saw. Click in that box to get you the big old virtual fist bump.